So we didn't get the house that we applied for, and that blows my mind because who could be better than us? Um, but really, it's inspired a lot of thoughtfulness today and a lot of thinking around like, oh, what are the signs from the universe? What does this mean? Are we not supposed to be here? Are we supposed to go? Are we being pushed out? Or we need to try harder? Blah, blah, blah. All this kind of like crazy head chatter. And pretty much at the end of the day, what it came down to is that I was sitting with a friend having tea, and she was just really listening and reading me talking about our options. Do we stay here and do we look for another place and do we make it work and do we, I'm actually like really feeling like I do want to be here, which I didn't actually really know until we didn't get this place. And there was some disappointment and some like, oh, well, why not? And so I think I needed that experience to recognize like, I really want to give this place a try. And am I willing to be okay with wanting that and it not being right now? And that has been an amazing thing in terms of desires and the ability to trust that they're coming to fruition and manifestation when they're supposed to, or when they're most fruitful, or when it's in the highest good for myself and for everyone else involved. Because Brianna doesn't really like to be patient all the time. I like my shit right now. But it really set so many different options in motion, and I really had to think them through and also not get attached to any of them. And that's hard because I want to figure stuff out. I want to get it right. I don't want to mess it up, and I think like not getting that house had this hurt little girl inside that wants to do everything right and wants to get the A+ and wants to be captain of the team, like just really wounded, It's like, what did I do wrong? What did we do wrong? I thought I did everything right. I worked so hard to do everything right. And I just had to be with that part of myself today and recognize it's like, you can't ever do anything wrong. It's never wrong. What's been coming forward for me so strong lately is the only way that I do it wrong is if I don't try. And that's coming forward too in my business and all the cool things I want to try and put out there and create for my pleasure business. And I keep holding myself back because I want to do it right. And like, there is no right. There's no right. I could try to copy someone else's plan or copy someone else's model or copy someone else's whatever, and that's not going to feel good because that's right for them and not right for me. And it just really was proud of myself, actually, for not getting it, for not getting the house, for losing out, and for going and getting creative with something different and recognizing like, okay, it's okay. We can go spend the winter in the mountains of Colorado, and we can come back here whenever we want, and we can still have everything we want. We can still have a better house. We can have a better opportunity to do the classes and schools we want to go to. We can have, even stronger community of people we can build over time and stuff, and just really became aware of all the limiting beliefs that I attached to plans, oh, if it works out this way, then this is how it has to be, and this is where this is going to go, and that's where that person's going to come in, and all this kind of stuff, and like planning, whittling down the possibility to like this is how it has to work out, instead of being like, everything's a possibility, anything could happen, like I could, oh my gosh. So now I'm jibber jabbering and blabbing on, but it looks like we may be headed for Colorado for the winter. And that could change too. And I feel like a crazy person when our minds change every single day, or even from like the morning to the afternoon. And what I've had to become comfortable with is I have had to become comfortable with being uncomfortable and feeling like a crazy person. Because it's just like my intention is to love myself through whatever happens. And it really came through today too. It's like how I relate to the issue is the issue. So the issue isn't that I got the house. The issue is how I relate to it, which is like, oh, I did something wrong because I didn't get the house. Oh, I'm not where I'm meant to be because we didn't get the house. Like all the meanings and the layers that I attach to that, where the truth is I can never be where I'm not meant to be. And the truth is I can never fuck up because this is my life and I'm just weaving this golden web of awesomeness all the time. And just because my web looks different than your web or different than that really gorgeous masterpiece of a web over there, it's my own masterpiece and it's perfect and I'm perfect. And there's so much more joy and space in my heart, feeling that and saying that and believing that rather than pigeonholing myself into the way. So I'm feeling so much more freedom and so much more expansion and so much more light, recognizing that like I get to do whatever I want to do. I get to do whatever I want to do. I'm a grown-ass woman. No one's telling me not to. The only person telling me not to is the little voices in my head where it's like, okay, obviously I need to give them a voice and let them be heard, or else they're just going to pick away at all my dreams and desires and scrunch me into some small container that I don't want to be in. I want to be in this big, huge, luscious world. And I think that's where I'll be, just enjoying the wild mystery and knowing that like I don't get to decide all the time, and that's probably for the better because there's way cooler plans out there in the works than ones that my tiny little brain can comprehend, and I'm into those ones. So here we go. More of the adventure, more of the saga. And one last thing. I kind of felt too like we needed to like settle and pick a place and be done with this pleasure adventure, and that was totally laughable too because I'm never done with my pleasure adventure. My pleasure adventure is my life, and so it's ongoing and it's forever and ever. And David was expressing like how tired he is. I'm so tired. Like, can't we just be somewhere? I'm tired of traveling. I'm tired of this. And it's like I kind of felt this panicness of like, oh God, he's tired. We need to make a drastic choice. But instead of just being like, okay, let's be tired. It's okay to be tired. It's totally beautiful to be tired. Let's rest. Let's just rest and give ourselves a break from all this pressure and all this noise and all this stuff. And like giving ourselves a rest could be just like hanging out in the mountains for the winter and being ski bums. And it could mean just like putting to sleep all the crazy thoughts and beliefs and things running around in our head. So it's okay to be tired. It's okay to get it wrong. It's okay to fail. It's okay to all these things that we want to attach stigma to and change and make different instead of being like, awesome, cool. That's what happened. Let's see what happens next. So let's see.